Big Ocean was it.
I had a hobby that kept me on track at work because I had something I could look forward to, and Kim didn't have anything that she really enjoyed doing that she could do closer to home, so she looked for different options, and she ended up going to a cottage meeting down the street. And she said, "It's a feminist group," and I said, "Oh, great."
But then I explained that we were maternal feminists, and you kind of got on board.
But I didn't really understand what Big Ocean did, and I still don't quite understand. But it was good to see Kim find something that she enjoyed that she could do other than just work all the time and wish she could be on the river. We're like Nike, we just do it.
I think the biggest
Question
key-
3.
I think the biggest thing for interdependent relationship was definitely working on our ability to communicate. I think that's one thing that we've saw a lot in the social work field is people would expect things without really communicating, or they would just expect people to know their feelings, and that never really worked. And so when we started figuring out that we needed to talk and we needed to communicate, it definitely helped us be able to build a relationship where we were both satisfied and we were both able to get done what we were wanting to, have our needs met.
Kim and I are trying this radical new idea called content communicating. It's where you actually say the things that you're thinking to the person that you're talking to. Not to other people, but to the person who you're actually speaking with. We've realized that no matter what you say, you're going to piss people off, including your spouse. So at least if you tell them what you're thinking, they know what you're thinking. Because if you don't tell them what you're thinking and they have to assume, they're probably going to be mad anyways. That way they actually know what you're thinking. So they can be mad at you for what you're actually thinking instead of what they assumed you're thinking.
Or they can help support you in those ideas and those thoughts, which
That
Alan
too.
is really good at.
That happens too.
No, I value the fact that he is so supportive. Because I have a lot of crazy ideas, and I like to dream big, and he has he's supported of everything, 120, 150%. This idea with Big Ocean started out kind of small, just visiting cottages, and then it went really big really quick with going to now 2 different United Nations events back in New York, down into Ecuador, on another United Nations trip with Big Ocean. And he stayed at home and he held our little foster family together. And at a time when it wasn't really easy to do. I value the fact that he is a hard worker. If Alan wants to do something, Alan's going to do it, and Alan is going to be the best at whatever he does. He succeeded as a Fami. He is an amazing fisherman because he wants to.
You're not actually supposed to call me a Fami. That's only something that I can say.
He was an amazing...
Just so that's clear.
Cut. Rewind. He was an amazing father to all of our foster sons, and he was so supportive and so loving and so caring to all of them. And he's one of those guys that, he does what he wants to do, and he is so good at it. Like anything that he sets his mind to, he's able to accomplish. It could be anything. He could decide to do anything in this world, and he could accomplish it. And that's what I love about him, and it's because of that hard work ethic. And you have this sense of integrity that nothing in the world can shake. And it's like you're just like my rock to my crazy ideas, my crazy personality. And I love that we do have that yin-yang personality in that relationship. Like it has to be, like you're the rock and the solid, and I'm the fluid, airy personality. And together we just create this amazing dynamic. Value about Kim.
I value everything about Kim. Everything. I value the fact that if I wanted to do something that was out of the ordinary or different than what's typically expected of someone, Kim would not only be okay with it, but she would try to find some way to make it happen for me. Which sometimes is a problem because if I say something that I maybe want to do, sometimes she takes it as we got to make this happen now. Like, let's move to Montana in a trailer. Why not? I value that she thinks exactly opposite of how I think in almost every way, shape, and form. And we've been able to turn that into a positive thing in our relationship. I think about all of the things that could go wrong, and she thinks of all the reasons that you should do something. And when we put those two together, we usually come up with a pretty good plan on what we should and shouldn't do. I value that she's willing to take risks that a lot of people wouldn't to see if she can make things work.
I think if anything, it's definitely made me a lot more aware of the issues that families face. It's made me value family more. I think having that knowledge has definitely impacted the relationships that we do have, both in our little family right now, the foster family that we did have, and all of our biological family that we have. I see the need for family. I see the need to spend time with them and to build those relationships up because they are so valuable and so rare in this day and age.
I agree. And I also think it's good that Kim has something worthwhile and noble that she can be a part of. It's really cool when people ask me what my wife does that I can't really remember all of the different things that she's involved with. Really, I can't because she's got a lot of stuff going on. But everything that I say that she's involved with has to do with bettering the lives of people, typically women. No, but it's a really noble cause to try to defend faith, family, and motherhood. So
I think I've always been a pretty powerful woman in the fact that like I've loved
self-proclaimed powerful woman here.
exactly. Oh, definitely 100%. I think I've always definitely identified with a stronger feminine side and I'm a self-proclaimed warrior at heart, and the idea of feminism has always been something that's attracted me. It's just attracted me to it. This idea that women are strong, independently from anything else, and that we are capable of so many things. But as I started getting into mainstream feminism, or what it's become, there was definitely I was pushed away by the idea that they didn't like men. You joke about it, but I've had so many amazing men in my life. My father is an amazing patriarch, an amazing father. Alan, you guys have been watching him, like he's fabulous.
I fiddle with keys in ruined videos.
And he's one of those men that like I've been blessed with so many great men in my life. So some of the rhetoric of feminism has definitely pushed me away. So when I found Big Ocean and I found this home of maternal feminism, it definitely resonated with me.
So what's the difference between regular feminism and maternal feminism?
This idea that women are innately powerful and that it's not a comparison between the sexes. Men are powerful and strong in their own rights, and so are females, and when they come together they create something even more powerful and beautiful.
An emphasis that I've noticed that's different as well is the word maternal, meaning motherhood, right?
Yeah.
So I've never compared, and I'm not an expert on feminism. I've tried to stay away from it actually most of my life. But when I hear the word maternal included in feminism, it shows me that motherhood's actually important. And I've seen from my limited experience that feminism is almost anti-motherhood, and that a woman is powerful, just as powerful as men in the workplace and in all of these other areas, emphasize over motherhood, where in maternal feminism, motherhood is a valiant and a noble effort that's not to be discouraged or demeaned. I think that that's pretty cool that you can be equally important and strong, and you could be just as good in the workplace as anyone else. You can be just as good in any role as anyone else, but taking away motherhood from that equation would be um, a really tragic step in the wrong direction. So,
And that's definitely benefited our family through, like, seeing that having that idea that we both are strong and have our own gifts and our own talents that we bring to this relationship and to our little family has definitely allowed us to create this interdependent relationship that we were talking about earlier. It has allowed us to, I think, grow stronger as a couple than we were before when we were struggling with that. And I was struggling with my own identity and trying to figure out how this strong, powerful female that I felt inside of me could also be a loving, supportive wife, because I'd never really, I've had amazing examples in my life, but the rhetoric that I'd been fed my whole life definitely didn't support that idea. And so having maternal feminism, or being introduced to maternal feminism, I believe has definitely created a more beneficial relationship for both of us. And it has allowed me to support you in a more loving, caring, steadfast way, because we just do us. We just Nike.
yep,
Just do
next
it.
question.
That was it.